So there is this editor and also a UK journalist that's literally taking X by storm. He's going viral because he's pushing back when it comes to the leftover royals. He's not scared of nobody. He's literally scared of nobody. And the way he's walking these leftover royals and these experts is very, very, very entertaining. We are all having our popcorn as we watch it unfold. So he, on his podcast, literally mocked William, saying we are going to have an illiterate not head of state. We're going to have an illiterate king. This man cannot read, and he spends a lot of time on football forums. He's a huge Aston Villa fan. He's been vocal about that. Oh, he loves sleeping. That one, he's been very vocal about his sleep. He loves his sleep. And he also said something that is also funny is how he also rides riding scooters. Yeah. So he's been trolling William left, right, and center. And he's like, when William at a point was asked to name one English author, he could not. And I've seen someone on the internet mention, well, he could have just said William Shakespeare. It's that easy. He could have just said, hey, I know William Shakespeare, but the dude does not even know. That's what's so funny. He could not even name William Shakespeare. That's really, really hilarious. So this guy is all over social media, like I mentioned, and honestly, it's very satisfying. So he had a segment with Good Morning Britain, and they were talking about the monarchy. Another thing that is very fascinating about this dude is the fact that he is pro let's abolish the monarchy. He's very vocal about that. Like, he is for, hey, let's get an elected head of state. We do not need these grifters. We spend a lot of money, taxpayer money. And look at them. We have an illiterate one. We're spending money for people who it's baseless. Let's abolish the monarchy. And during this segment, he had this clown, Richard Fitzwilliams, on there. And this man was cooked. The way he shredded Fitzwilliams, man was about to have an aneurysm. Just have a look. To agree that this was such an awesome heated face-off. I love how he kept presenting facts, and every time he did that, the only thing that Richard Fitzwilliams could do is yell over him, because we know there's nothing in that zero brain of his. Like, there are literally no cells in his brain. It's always soft power. The way this man thinks that the world still bends to the monarchy is like, people don't care. People moved on. People have more interesting things to do. The monarchy is losing relevance. The interest is declining. People are not that interested into it. And that's why you have more calls for people wanting it to be abolished. But no, Richard will always run his mouth like this. What is soft power? Someone explain it to me like I'm a 3-year-old. What is soft power? Because that's something I honestly cannot understand. But somehow Richard has an understanding of it. Every time I look at this dude, Richard Fitzwilliams, this clown, I just remember how he lied about Harry and Meghan's documentary for 300 quid. Like, I just remember that, and I can never take him seriously. He will say anything for a penny. Are we supposed to trust anything that this man says? The way he likes bootlicking the leftover royals and the monarchy, you'd think he's paid millions, but it's just like pennies. So Willie is this guy who's what's his name? Boyd is literally trending. He cooked this man up. And I love the part where he said William and Kate, let me get it. The part where he said, when he asked him, do you think when William and Kate were driving in the Land Rover through the Caribbean is soft power? Remember, that was the most disastrous royal tour ever. The way they were exposed as being racist and the way it flopped. That's why people are like, hey, bring Harry and Meghan back. They're such valuable assets to the farm. These two are such an embarrassment. Because the racism was off the roof. That was a disaster. That's why since then they're so scared to go outside of UK for royal engagements. Kate is still traumatized. She's constantly booed whenever she's outside. So there's no way you're going to see her outside. They're so scared. They've never healed. That's when people are like, oh, we missed out on Harry and Meghan. So I love how he asked him, hey, so Kate and William driving in their Land Rover through the Caribbean, that is soft power. And whatever he's saying is just word salad after that. Like, there's nothing of substance that Richard is saying. It's literally word salad. He's like, oh, here is $20. Go on this segment and just praise us. And then, like the puppet that he is, he runs Because what is it? This is humiliating. This is embarrassing. If I was him, I'd never ever go back to live TV. Never. But you know, like they always say, you have people, the royalists, the royal bootlickers who somehow think they're better than anyone or they know better. Get the hell out of here. So people are really praising this guy. We're hoping he does not turn, like he continues pushing back. It remains that way, because the thing with these people is they start like, hey, they are like, they can't stand the monarchy, and then they get the phone call and it's all downhill from there. So hopefully he keeps it like this. Okay, so here are some of the comments in relation to that. So you have Alexis says, royalists sound so dumb whenever a follow-up question is asked. Rainy says, royalists are utterly delusional and should be pitied. That's true. Joe says, it's like when you ask people to explain how a man can ever become an actual biological woman. When the factual truth stares you in the face, word salad is all that can be offered up. And then Sherry says, soft power is simply influence. It's similar to what America had before Trump 2025. The problem is a lot of their soft power died with Diana, the Queen, and the loss of Harry and Meghan as senior royals. The roles that remain lack the star power and the vision to make influence. So says, that man almost had an aneurysm. Very true. It's all falling apart, says, they can never make it right. The abuses of power they continue and will not stop with. The lives they destroyed with their hand in colonialism. The outright theft of jewels and art that they refuse to return. What is the point of the adulation? Laura says, all Fitzwilliams did was shout over every relevant point the other guy was making. If anything, he made the British royal family look even more guilty. Kim says, Fitzwilliams is a pompous idiot. The soft power stuff is total bullshit created to give a role to King Charles for having no real power on the world stage. It's an excuse for having actually no power and influence. Tat says, not gonna lie, I'm so here for this. Shani says, I also don't get this soft power they always speak of. Me too. AK says, the delusions of grandeur of British royalists need to be studied. They all seem to think that the rest of the world is pinning after their monarchy, when in truth we are all just laughing at their constant shit show. Then you have Lily say, no lies were told, and honestly, I'm so tired of hearing these true lure lies. France is the most visited country in the world, and they literally guillotined their royals. They guillotined their royals. Phil says, the appointed plant will be far better than our current monarch. Took me out, and it's so spot on. Alice says, good. See how they don't argue if it's one of them saying it? Absolutely. So there you have it, folks. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about this entire video? What do you think about this segment? Leave your thoughts. Remember to give this video a thumbs up, and of course to hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe. I love you. Be blessed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.